Alright, so today we're going to be talking about multiplying binomials. It's something you did in Algebra 1 and you might have even done in geometry, so it hopefully is just a review. So this video should be pretty short. So make sure you take notes and you come prepared to class tomorrow. So here we go. Our first thing we're going to talk about is the vocabulary that is associated with multiplying polynomials. Okay, so when we talk about polynomials, we first need to think about what is a polynomial. Well, a monomial, meaning mono, meaning one, is a variable, a real number, or a multiplication of one or more variables and a real number with whole number exponents. So we see these all the time, right? A monomial, let's see if I can get my pen to work. A monomial is, pick a color, let's talk blue. It's something like this. If we have 3x squared, that's a monomial. We also call that a term. So when we string them together, that creates a polynomial, and we call each individual one a term. So a polynomial is a monomial, or the sum or difference of monomials. Each monomial is called a term of the poly. So let's say we had 3x squared plus 2x plus 1. This is a term, this is a term, this is a term, and it strung together makes a polynomial. Now today we're specifically going to focus on binomials. Bi, remember, means 2. So we're talking about things like x plus 2, x minus 3, things like that. Okay? So, first let's talk about what happens when we add or subtract polynomials. So say we had something like 3x squared minus 2x plus 5, and we wanted to add it to 5x squared minus 4x minus 8. Alright, remember that even though there's parentheses, we have this giant plus sign in the middle, or let's make it giant. Okay, that means that really all we're doing is combining like terms. So you are doing your, if you think back to Algebra 1, you're circling and you're triangling. So the x squareds go together, so we would have 8x squared. Remember, the exponent does not change. We have a negative 2x plus a minus 4x, so negative 2 plus negative 4 is negative 6x, and we have a plus 5 and a minus 8. So plus 5 minus 8 would be minus 3. Okay, same thing could be said, this was adding, if we subtract things like that. So if we subtract a polynomial, say we had 2x squared minus 5x plus 7, in parentheses, minus 4x squared plus 2x minus 1, just to say. So since we're subtracting, we must first distribute this negative 4 to each term in the second polynomial. So negative 4 times x squared is negative 4x squared. Negative 4 times 2x would be negative 8x. Negative 4 times negative 1 would be plus 4. Now because we distributed, the parentheses are now gone. We've already dealt with them. And so at this point, you're combining like terms. So 2x squared minus 4x is negative 2x squared. Minus 5x minus 8 would be minus 13x. 7 plus 4 is 11. So we'd have plus 11. So this would be your final answer. Okay? That should be just a review of combining like terms back from Algebra 1. Now, the next method we're going to talk about is if we multiply binomials. Now you might have learned the box method in Algebra 1. We don't use that method because I personally don't like it, and because FOIL really just is an acronym to help you remember to distribute twice. Okay, so FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. So what if we had something like this? 2x minus 8 times x plus 3. FOIL says to do the first and the first. Now really all that's doing is distributing to the 2x to the x. Then we're going to distribute the 2x to the 3. Alright, so 2x times x, remember the exponents change when multiplying, so it would be 2x squared. 2x times 3 would be plus 6x. So we've distributed the first term to both terms in the second thing. Now, that's first and then outside. Now we're going to distribute the negative 8 to the x and the negative 8 to the 3. That's our inside and last. So even though we call it foiling, it's really just double distribution. So negative 8 times x would be minus 8x. Negative 8 plus 3 would be minus 24. So we've multiplied these two things together. Then we have to look to see if anything can combine together. So because the middle two terms are both x's, they have like terms, so I can combine them. So it really is 2x squared. 6 minus 8 is negative 2x minus 24. Alright, the reason we talk about multiplying binomials is what has been created here is a quadratic, and that's what we've been talking about, right? So we talk about multiplying binomials in terms of quadratics, so that's why we're just doing those right now. So foiling is really just double distribution, but we say FOIL to remind ourselves to do it twice. Okay, so that's what we're going to be practicing on Friday. Make sure that you watch the video and that you know what's going on.